There we go. Just realized that my microphone was not on that entire time. So welcome everyone. Stormy here. Welcome back to Minecraft. I know it's been a while, but I've been busy over the winter break, and fall was all school. So now that I have a little bit of free time, I've been renovating an old build in Auscraft, which is one of Australia's biggest Minecraft servers. I'm not from Australia, but I like Australia, and so when I found out they had a Minecraft server, I decided to join it. And they got a lot of cool open space and a lot of cool plugins that let you do some fancy stuff. And I am a supporter of their server, so I get a couple of special features as well. And so I was wanting to jump in real quick and show you guys what I have built inside of Auscraft in a cool little town named Atsuma. So let me get my headset on in Vivecraft, and we will head in. And here we go. Now, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I may be using the default skins right now. Yep. And I need to put this back on and put my dogs back in. It looks like I don't have an older version of that, which is fine. But at least I have the gas skin in there now. Let me go ahead and reload that real quick. And then I might have to restart actually because I'm not hearing anything. Which I think is an audio issue with Steam, so give me one moment. Yeah, Steam definitely didn't do what it was supposed to, so give me 1 second. Go ahead and put default audio over to the Rift here so I can hear. And we'll go ahead and set game audio for you guys to the Rift so that you can hear as well. And then we'll head back on over to the other page here. Hopefully it will jump us in. Okay. Ooh. Oh, it froze for a second. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, something had to mess up. Oculus crashed. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now I can hear and see. Awesome. So let's jump in here. VR settings. I think everything's good there. I'm gonna go ahead and set that back to 0.9 just to deal with some of that stuttering. And are we full screen? Awesome. Okay. So here we jump in to Auscraft. And Vivecraft is just its own client mod, essentially. It's got a couple of other mods like Optifine built in. But for the most part, I should be fine here. Now, let's see. Welcome to Auscraft Survival, Stormy. And then... Okay, cool. There we go. Now we're just waiting for everything to plug in. Welcome to Atsuma Underground. Use warp Atsuma to return to town. So, cool part about this server is that all of the parts of the server can be accessed via warps. So, if you are a paid member, which costs $10 a month, you have access to 8 warps. You can make 8 individual warps of wherever you want to be. And I can't access them in VR, but if I was on desktop, all I'd have to do is type in /warp in the chat, followed by whatever tag I want, and it would warp me right there. So right now we're at the Atsuma Underground warp, and there are warps for this market hall in here. There's one for this barbecue wing factory, which is just an automatic chicken farmer. And then there's one for a viewing platform outside of the town, and one for in the middle of town, right on top of the beacons, which is really cool. So we are currently under my house, and you can see this is a really nice little walkway I made for all the underground places. And I don't remember if I have Optifine on or not right now, but we're just going to go with it as it is. And just going to jump into here. So, oh yeah, I definitely have Optifine on because it's not normally that bright. So this is the Atsuma Market Hall. So it's my big storage area, but then once I get villagers, they're all going to sit in these little stalls right here, and some of them already have the items they'll need inside, and they're going to be used to have their stuff built up eventually. I haven't ever actually done a migration village before, and so I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet. I'll have to do some tutorials, but this is right now just like my main storage room. It's got crafting benches and all sorts of cool stuff on the floor. And yeah, so each one of these, they have metal doors on them because people inside of someone else's claim can't open doors unless they have a trust rank, and so they're stuck inside here unless somebody lets them out. And so someone can work in here and look at all the stuff, but then they have to work back to their home, or they have to work back to spawn to get out of here. They're not allowed to just go look and grief other parts of my base, which is pretty cool. And they can't, I can destroy parts of my base, right? But they're not allowed to. So that's pretty cool. So we've got all sorts of stuff. We've got crafting tools, which just has little chests with different stuff in them. This is the Dirt and Sand Museum. It's a big pile of dirt with some glowstone on top. Cobblestone storage is where I put all my cobblestone, although I'm running low right now. Armory Overflow is where I put all my weapons and stuff related to fighting. Alt Stones, where I put marble and granite, stuff like that. Blacksmith is where all the ingots and diamonds and stuff go. Right now I'm preparing to make a enchantment table, so that's why that stuff is in there. Although, another cool thing, there's a spawn area, kind of like a little hub world in this server, but they actually have stuff for you to do there. So they've got a vote crate, so if you vote every day on the server on Planet Minecraft and MinecraftServers.net, stuff like that, they'll give you what's called a crate key, which looks like a tripwire, but it's enchanted. And if you walk up to this thing in the hub and click on it, you'll use a key and you'll get a random item. Like today I got some diamonds. Just random diamonds for use in survival, just because I voted for their server. It's really cool. And they can give you other stuff too. Like I got an anvil from it. I think that anvil came out of the crate, stuff like that. And yeah, so lots of cool stuff you can do. There's also an enchanting table in the hub, and so I technically don't need to use this. In fact, if I go out of here and I go over, so this enchanted iron sword, I actually use the enchanting table in the hub in order to do. So I don't have an enchanting table at my base. So I went to the hub and I went to their enchanting table, and I just brought the lapis with me, and it let me enchant it there. Same thing with this diamond pickaxe. It's really cool. There's a lot of cool plugins on this server. Then I have Atsuma AAA Plus Certified Butchers. That's where I keep all my meat, both cooked and uncooked. And then I have the Baker's Corner. That's where most of my farming stuff goes, as well as bread and stuff like that. Reeds of the Abyss. That's where I keep my wood and my wooden items. And then Atsuma Library Returns. Books, enchanted books, stuff that I'm in the process of writing. All my banners for the base. I have some nether quartz in here, which needs to be moved out eventually, but that's cool for now. And then Wares of the Ender is where I keep all of my like nether and end stuff. Right now I only have a little bit, mostly because I haven't been to the nether that much, and I haven't been to the end at all, so this is just stuff I've gotten from other people. And then Pope's part-time shanty is where like probably potions and stuff are going to go. My plan is to have the I forget what he's called, but the villager that wears the white robes and is the religious one. He's going to stand here, and then whatever his item is going to be behind there, and that's going to help him level up. And so I called it the Pope's part-time shanty because I thought that was funny. So if you come from the spawn-in, which is, I believe, this little block right here, and then you walk all the way down here, it says, "Welcome to Atsuma Underground Market Hall. We are currently under construction, but feel free to take a look around. President Stormy. Hall created 1/27/2020, which is today, because I finished it today, at least in its current form. That'll be updated once I get the villagers in here. But for the storage area that looks cool, and you can look through it anyway, I thought it'd be cool to just have a date on there of when I finished it. So I'm going to go ahead and head back through here and show you. This is going to be the enchanting room. It's got the spots for the bookshelves currently filled in by wood until I have enough bookshelves to put in there. And then obviously the decorations that I spent a while renovating to get the area to look nice. And then we have the Atsuma Prefecture Barbecue Wing Factory. If you walk in here, this is not an AFK farm, I don't believe, so although the server is always on, if I'm not in here and this chunk isn't loaded, I don't think these will keep doing anything. But this is just a very simple chicken farm that I found online. You put the chickens up in there, and you just use these little doors right here to throw the chickens in there. Just throw their eggs in there and spawn some. And then whenever the chickens lay an egg, they'll go into these hoppers, and then this redstone circuit notices that there's something in that hopper, goes right around and causes the hopper to, or the dispenser, sorry, to pump out that egg, which will then smash against the wall. If it turns into a baby chicken, they'll be stuck on that little half slab there. So they won't be touching the lava, but they won't be able to move anywhere until they turn into an adult chicken, in which case their head will be up in the lava, causing them to immediately die, turn into cooked chicken, and then go down into this box so I can pick it up, which is pretty cool. So I have 2 of those set up here. And I'm just going to keep filling them with chickens as my other chicken farm, which is upstairs, fills with chickens, which is cool. Because I just learned, I think, earlier today that you can actually use seeds to attract and breed chickens. I thought that they were just things that you had to like catch by digging them into a hole. I didn't know if you had a seed, you could just attract them back to your farm. I would have done that ages ago had I known how to do that, but I don't read enough guides. And then this is Atsumian offices and halls. It's not built yet, but that's where like the presidential office is going to be, and where all the other like areas of Atsuma are going to be, because it's a very small castle on the outside. I mean, it's the biggest castle I've ever made, but it's really just a small walled village with my house and then someone else's house, a couple of farmlands, and then a wall, and that's about it. So that is where we are right now. Now, I'm gonna have to break this for a moment in order to get out because I don't have any buttons put in here yet. We'll put those back. There we go. And so here we are. This is Wolfie. I named him after the dog from Firelands or Bust because Wolfie is the most adorable name ever, and I made him gray so it looks like he's still kind of a wolf even though he's my pet. Then we got our crafting table here. We got the button which lets you go down into the halls but not back up. So you use the warp to get back up. And then we've got this right here. This is my loom. This is where all the banners are made. This is where random items are kept, but a majority of them are wool or leaves. And then this is crafted items. This is like the very first place where I put survival items, and I'm still moving stuff in and out of there. So you can see I've got a lot of like enchanted looking books. A lot of these are just copies of How to Claim Land because I've forgotten how to look at other people's books, and then they haven't been on here in a while, so I went ahead and took those books and saved them. So if we go up here, this is my bedroom. So it's got a cool design floor, which I designed myself. You can see our beacons outside. We go in here. It's got extra carpet just in case something happens to these. And then up here, I've got the book and quill, which is my presidential log. I don't know if I can read it in here. Yeah, I can. Okay, so it's the Atsuma presidential log, written by Stormy, available for public reading. And 1/26/2020. Personal note: never go into the Nether with diamond gear, and never, I repeat, never jump without looking. That's 6 hours of walking back to base I'm never going to get back. So this day, on the 26th, which was yesterday, I had the unfortunate happening of falling into lava in the Nether. I thought I was okay, and I went for a jump, and I was just a little bit too short, and I bounced off the side of a wall instead of making it on top of the wall, and fell to my death. And then I was stuck in the Nether, and so I had to go look and see if any of my stuff survived. It didn't. And then I went back out of the portal, and the one thing that's a little bit broken on Auscraft right now is their Nether portals. If someone is in the same area as you, and there's the portal over there, but the amount of blocks away that it sends you in the overworld when you go into the Nether, when you go back out of the Nether, it might send you to someone else's portal. And so I came out of what I thought was that portal, and I was somewhere completely different, which stinks. So I had to use the coordinates to walk back to base. Now, luckily, I had made a land claim on this already, and that's one of the other cool parts in Auscraft. If you have a golden shovel, you can make land claims, and that's how you keep people from griefing. You get about 100 blocks, I think it is, every hour that you play, and by blocks, I mean spots on the ground. So, like, if you... Hold on, let me close this. So if you go outside here, so like a block would be like that on the ground, and like a 2x2 block would be this like all this area. So if you have a golden shovel, you can click on the ground, it'll spawn like a little golden block, and then you move to the other corner and you click on the ground again, and boom, it'll make this big space where nobody else can craft. Only you and the people that you like invite to build with you there. And so I made most of this area my land claim, and so when I go into the code on the server, you can type in like land claim list, and it'll show you the coordinates of all of your lists. So luckily I had coordinates to go back to, so even though I was somewhere else in the Nether, I just had to walk all the way back. And now I know there's an easier way to do it via warps, or you can actually set your home in the server. So instead of using a bed, you just type into the chat /set home, and wherever you're standing, that'll become your spawn location. And so then I can be anywhere in the server, and if something happens and I need to get back to my house real quick, I just type /home, and boom, it spawns me right into my home location. It teleports me there. It doesn't warp me there, so it does take some damage, like if I was throwing an ender pearl. But you know, it gets me back to where I need to be. So that's very nice. And then obviously, if you pay, you have access to those 8 warp portals that you can set. And so I set those up as well, so I can come back here from those. And now we are outside. So I think now's a good time to show you the rest of Atsuma. Now that the sun's coming up, very nice in the background there. So that is our logo. It's based off of the Japanese flag, because Atsuma is the name of a state or prefecture in Japan, a really old one. It's in the like northeast part of the country, I think, and it's based off of some nobleman who he married into the family, and then he ended up settling and claiming that land and calling it Atsuma. So I thought it was a cool story, and so I named this castle after it. And so then, as part of the lore, I went ahead and made our thing look pretty similar to the Japanese flag, just with those teeth at the bottom. So yeah, so this is my this is Atsuma Town Hall, and it's pretty neat looking. At some point, I'd like to expand it a little bit and make it look more Japanese. Make it look like one of those shrine houses, which are super cool. But it's been up like this for about 6 months, so we'll see when I actually get to that. And then this is the Atsuma Lumber Incorporated. It's just a place where people can come and get trees if they need it. Some of it is protected by my land claim, but then I think these over here are public, so anyone can get those if they want. And then this is like a little lumber thing that I made. Looks like some lumber strapped to the ground as like a claim, which is cool. And then that's the, I think this is the garden gate, because there's the gardens out that way. And then if we'll go this way, I'm going to turn right here real quick. And this is Atsuma Prefecture Petting Zoo. This is my sheep and cow farm. There's also some chickens in there and some XP I need to pick up apparently. And so if I ever need animals, this is where I come for that. And yeah, so let's head back this way. Oh, actually before I forget, let's go over this way. That is my horse. Haven't named him yet. I have a name that I normally put on all my horses in my worlds, but I've forgotten what it is at the moment, so I'm going to have to name him again when I remember what it is. But he was grazing in that pasture over there, and I had happened to stumble upon a dungeon while mining and got a golden iron horse armor, and so I was able to put that on him as soon as I tamed him, which was really cool. And then this is the, I think this is the Eastern Gate. Yep. Server lag. Okay. Oh, awesome. I need to kill one of those. So yeah, I am obviously playing with Optifine right now because that is some low frames on that water shader there. Yeah, let's head over here and kill this spider real quick. Okay, didn't lose too much health there, but I'm going to chow down on a piece of bread real quick here. Okay, cool. And back over here. So this is where these beacons were originally. I don't know where they came from, but nobody claimed the land around them, and they just seemed abandoned, left here, because I mean there's nothing around it. And I thought, well, whoever built these beacons, first of all, they left a ton of gold down there, which was kind of weird. But then they had the beacons set up, but it wasn't protecting anything. Like all the cool effects that these given off were just like out here in the middle of nowhere. So I went down to Bedrock, essentially what it was, and I went and I mined up all the gold and I mined up all the beacons, and then I brought them back up and I put them in there for safekeeping. If someone happens to show up someday and say that those were theirs, you know, I'd happily give them back. But I think they look pretty cool at the center of the town and as the Atsuma town warp. So I think that is a pretty neat place to keep them for now. Then this is my friend's little abode over here. He's got his house, which he's currently in the middle of building, and all of this cool wheat, which needs to be mowed down at some point. And then this is... One second. This is the Atsuma view, and if we go up here, this is a watchtower. So if you use warp exclamation point Atsuma view, it'll take you right to this point right here, and you can look over the town and see what all's going on inside, and I think it's really cool. Looks amazing with these shaders, I gotta say. And then at each one of these warps, I have a thing that says use /warp Atsuma to return to town. It'll take you right to where those beacons are. And I make sure, as I'm leaving each one of these, I close these trapdoors because I don't want these people to be getting out and walking around and griefing stuff because the claims are only so big right now. So I make sure I close that because they can't open it if they don't have my permission. Yeah, so next I think we're going to head over to the gardens over there, and then I'll show you the left side of the town here in a second. Just going to make a little shortcut. This is the Atsuma public pool. Swim at your own risk. And if we go over here... So yeah, this is the garden gate, which I showed you before, but if we go on here... So this is where all my sugar cane is. It's kind of a back guard to the castle there, the city wall. And then I have some like public wheat that people can pick up if they are in need of some wheat. And then this is the Atsuma Prefecture personal gardens. So this is the gardens created just for Atsuma residents. So you have to own land in Atsuma in order to use this. And so it's my personal property right now. But yeah, there we go. And that is the boat, I believe, that I came back to Atsuma on after dying and getting teleported out several thousand blocks in that direction. Definitely don't want that to ever happen again. So I'm nice and happy that they told me about those warp controls. Makes it way easier to get around. Okay, so now we're going to head to City Center here. And see all the signs. So this is the road to the, what do they call this? Atsuma Temple of Aorus. I believe Aorus is one of Fit MC's 2B2T cities, and I love the name, so I was like, it'd be cool to have a little reference to that if you guys watch his videos. He's awesome. Fit MC on YouTube. He's really cool. And yeah, so this is the beacons. They've got, I think, a full thing of gold, like for these beacons on here. And then they've got, what do I have on here? I have jump boost, speed boost, resistance, and haste. Yeah. So that's the 4 ones that I have on here. And so if you use the Atsuma spawn, you're going to spawn right in here. And you'll just be able to jump down into right in the middle of the city. And it'll say, travel with warps. And you can say, shop Atsuma, Atsuma Barbecue, and Atsuma View. And all 3 of those will take you to those places that I've already shown you. But the rest you can just walk around to publicly. So this over here is the Atsuma Prefecture Garden. Take what you need. So this one is just a public garden. If people want to grab wheat, they can there. I make a lot of wheat. My main export is wheat from here. So then we got Temple of Aorus. We have Atsuma Town Hall going off in that direction. We have the Citizens Dwellings, KJ Arts House. So this is a friend of mine's house who they made this themselves. And then this direction is to Atsuma Gardens West. I need to fix that sign, but so we will show you all of these in due time, but I'm going to show you the garden first. So this is the main garden. The other garden over there was the personal garden. So that's the, we're not really going to use that for exports. But the Atsuma Hotel is something that's being built over here, and it's also where the garden is. So if we go over here, do I have a shovel? Yes, I have a shovel. Nice. Well, that's not what I wanted to have happen. There we go. There we go. Now I only have 1 more to go before I finish this path off. Okay, so here is the big farm. So this is what is going to be used for exports and stuff. So everything here is going to be hand done because I like doing things manually. I have, that automatic chicken farm, but when I'm farming these crops, I like to do these manually because it's just kind of mindless, busy work while other stuff is happening. So that is that for now. And then the hotel's going to go over here. I need to get rid of this little tiny mini hill, but then it's going to go right in this area, and I'll show you it right now. It is a quarry. As you can see, I'm digging stuff out there. But once I'm done digging it out, then it's going to become like a hotel where people can stay with big, like a tower of mini apartments and stuff. And then here's the wall. You can see as the shadows begin to creep up the wall at nighttime, that there's lots of cool stuff going on here. And I've lit the entire wall, so I only have an occasion where baddies will spawn, but most of this area is pretty safe 90% of the time. And this is Atsuma Guest Utilities. So until I get the hotel built, this is where guests can come if they need to use any storage or any of this stuff, they can use it right there. And then this is the Great Northern Gate. And so this is the symbol of tradesmanship and trade and friendship with other towns in Auscraft. And we even have signs all over saying, "We hope you enjoyed your stay and come back soon," so that people know, as they're leaving town with their goods, that we appreciate them and all that they've done for Atsuma. And then whenever they come in, it says, "Now entering Atsuma Prefecture, welcome to Atsuma, a peaceful town in the woods." And we just want to, show that we're peaceful and that we want everyone to come here and do trade with us and have lots of fun and enjoy a non-griefed Minecraft server. And then it says, "Follow the trail to town center," and this takes you all the way back down to the center of town. And that is the most of it. I still need to show you the southern gate, though. So if we head down here, there we are. And now we're heading to the southern gate, or the ocean gate. And this is Atsuma Prefecture sheep enclosure. So this is, again, another livestock area. And this is KJ Art's personal farm over here. And if we head up this way, this is the southern gate, aka the ocean gate. And if we go out here, you can see it's just straight out into the ocean here. And it's been blown up by some creepers in the past, but there's creeper protection on the server now, so we don't have as much trouble with it. This will be turned into a big dock eventually, so people can bring their boats in here. And then I've got some extra storage out there. I think where people were originally going to start building before it got a little bit too dangerous out near that water. You can see there's a big drop off right here. If you go down there, it's like 50, 60 blocks down before you get to the bottom. It's a very, very big drop off. But it's really, really cool, and it's very peaceful out here and very pretty. So I love coming out here at night and just staring at the stars and stuff. You can see the skybox is a little weird with this shader, but the skybox actually kind of moves with you, but then the sun moves by itself, and it kind of feels like it's behind it. But yeah, so that is Atsuma. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. If you'd like to visit, the Minecraft server is auscraft.net, and it's free to come and join. You can support the server if you'd like. You get extra perks. I'm not sponsored to say this. I just think that everything that the server does is great, and so I want to promote it if I can. And if you want to come to Atsuma and check things out for yourself, the warp is /warp !Atsuma. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And until then, I will see you all in the next one.